Well, hey there, and welcome back to this week's episode. Today, I want to talk to you all about hidden hormone disruptors, not the obvious ones. These are the everyday things that may be hiding in plain sight, the things that you may not even think are hurting you. You may actually think they might be helping you, but they actually may not be. Here's the thing. If you've ever wondered, why do my PMS symptoms feel louder? Why do I feel exhausted when I'm doing all the healthy things? Or why do I feel off even when I'm trying so hard and I'm putting in all the things and doing all the things? So I want you to hear this first and foremost. Your body is not broken. Your hormones are not betraying you. Okay. They're not out to get you. They are simply responding wisely to the signals that you may not even realize that you're sending to them. And I know this because I've lived through hormonal dysregulation in my past. For myself, I've lived through PMS. I've lived through PMDD. I have lived through burnout as a healthcare provider. I have lived through burnout as a caregiver of a 94-year-old mom with Alzheimer's. And all of those kinds of stress, my friend, those kinds of stress, they build up over time quietly. They're not out there shouting loudly saying, we're doing this to you. So know that. Hormone disruption happens gradually most of the time. So today I want to walk you through 5 hidden hormone disruptors that many high-achieving women may not even realize or recognize that they're doing it or that it's going on. All right, so let's begin. Hormone disruptor number 1. So many women are unintentionally underfueling, and they're not dieting. They're not trying to lose weight. What happens is we get busy. We get busy doing all the things that we need to do. Maybe we just have coffee first thing in the morning, or we have meetings all day, or we try to sneak in a snack between client calls, or we have a small lunch. And then when we get home, we grab a salad or something and we eat on the run because we've got to take our kids or do something else, right? So when blood sugar drops, cortisol rises. And when cortisol rises, it causes your progesterone to be off. It causes your thyroid function to be off. It causes your sleep to be off. And it can cause you to have cycle irritability. And it can even cause you to have issues if you're perimenopausal or menopausal. So this is where women start feeling irritability, cravings, anxiety, waking up at 3 a.m., wondering why they can't go back to sleep, louder PMS, because the fact is that your hormones, my friend, they love steadiness. So the question isn't perfection. It's how am I building consistency in my body in order for my body to feel safe so that my hormones can do what they need to do because they respond to what is going on around you. Hormone disruptor number 2, and this is a sneaky one because it doesn't feel like stress. It feels just like life. Maybe you feel slightly behind all the time. Maybe you always feel like mentally on, like I do. I mean, during the day, I see 30 patients, and every 5 minutes, I'm turning my brain from this diagnosis to that, headache, stomachache, abdominal pain, knee pain. And by the end of the day, my brain is tired. So it's mentally exhausted. I don't necessarily feel physically exhausted, but I can feel mentally exhausted. Or perhaps you always feel like you're running and rushing even when there's nothing wrong, but your nervous system never fully settles. When we're constantly going from one project to the next, or our brains are always going, all those mental tabs are constantly open, or we are just feeling that low grade, I'm not getting it done, I'm a little bit behind, I got to get this done today, that signals stress to your nervous system. And if your body never gets the signal that it feels safe, then cortisol stays elevated. And we talked about that just a second ago. When that cortisol stays elevated, sleep becomes harder. Cycles become more sensitive. Moods get off track. You gain weight because you're not sleeping and you get that cortisol belly. So it's about creating moments to exhale. It's not about overhauling your entire life. And what does a pause possibly look like? Maybe it looks like a walk outside. Maybe it looks like just stepping away from your computer, downshifting a gear or two, just to let your body know that you feel safe because safety matters. And going back to talking about fuel is one of the most basic safety mechanisms that your body is looking for. So when you're not eating properly, your body senses that you are constantly under attack, that you're in survival mode. The same thing when you don't take a pause. When you're going, it causes your body to feel under stress and it causes your body to feel like it's in that fright mode, and your cortisol is always going to stay elevated and you're never going to get back on track. Hormone hidden disruptor number 3. Now, we all think movement is good, and I'm a big proponent of movement, and I'll always talk to you about movement. But what I want you to hear here is this. More intensity isn't always better for your hormones, especially when your stress is already high. Because for so many of us, we already have stress stacked on. We're already leading demanding lives. Most of us are getting poor sleep. Most of us are under fueling. And most of us, I'll be quite honest, even considering myself, our cortisol is slightly raised and elevated and it's a little bit on all the time. When you've got all that going on, and then you go to the gym and you're putting these big, heavy workouts on top of all of that, a body that's already stressed, all you're doing is stressing yourself out even more. You're just increasing the demand mode even more. And the body begins to shut down. You don't feel it. Like, it doesn't say I'm shutting down, but how you're going to feel it is in all those things that we just talked about. Irregular cycles, anxiety, depression, weight gain, poor sleep, thyroid function being off, being more sluggish, being more tired, mental fog, brain fog, all of those things, because that's what happens when the body is overloaded and we keep on just loading stuff on top of it, on top of it, on top of it. The body just sees this as another demand. And sometimes the best thing that you can do for hormonal support is just gentle movement, walking, strength training with recovery, Pilates, gentle consistency. Because ladies, your body is not a machine in the sense of go, go, go. Yes, your body is a machine that it needs. Your heart needs to be worked out. Your muscles need exercise, those things. Yes, from that perspective. But it's not a machine that can keep on going, like the Energizer Bunny, keep on going and never slow down. It is a messenger. So when all that stuff is going on and you feel off, that's your body talking to you. So you need to just slow down and you need to listen a little bit better. Hidden disruptor number 4. And this one, it cuts deep, my friend, because it's not about food and it's not about workouts. It's about the emotional turmoil, the emotional load that so many of us women carry. Always being the strong one. I know that. Always having to prove yourself. I know that one too. Always having to hold it together. That's me. I hold everything together. My kids on one side, my mom on the other side, my business here, my practice, everything, holding it all together. And sometimes, even though I think I'm doing a great job, my body doesn't think that I'm doing such a great job, and she'll let me know. I know what it feels like to be underestimated, to feel like you have to earn your worth. I've been there. That's why I talk about this. And that constant internal bracing, what it does is it affects your hormonal balance. Because like we've been talking about, your nervous system doesn't support emotional stress, and it doesn't separate it from physical stress to emotional stress. It just sees it as stress, period. So it doesn't matter where the stress is coming from. It's still internalizing that as stress. And when the load is constant, progesterone struggles, you have period issues, you have hot flashes, night sweats, you get all those perimenopausal issues that seem to even be even worse. Your sleep becomes very disruptive. You don't get quality sleep. And those hormonal changes, they start to get louder and they start to get worse. And then we start to blame ourselves. We think something is off with my body. My hormones are against me. No, your hormones, again, are not against you. They're just responding to what you're doing to them. And it's not that you're a bad person, because you're not. We're just out there doing everyday life. And that's what I'm trying to talk to you about. Everyday life things can cause hormonal disruptors to happen in your body. And you need to be able to identify those and take a look. Because wellness, my friend, is not another performance metric. It's a return to self. It's a reward. Rest is not something that we should think about after the fact. We need rest all the time. We need recovery all the time because we're doing so many things. It's not like, okay, I'll get rest and I'll just quiet my life down after I get done with this period of my life. We have to learn how to start building those things in that support us along the way so that when we get to that outcome that we're looking for, we're not burnt out, that we can actually enjoy it. Who wants to make 7, 8 figures and you get there and you're so dang tired that you can't even enjoy the success that you just built? Hormone disruptor hidden number 5 is this. Hormones can be hidden in our environment. And you've heard me talk about this before. They can be hidden in fragrances, synthetic fragrances. They can be hidden in plastics that you use to heat up your food. They can be hidden in cleaning products. They're called endocrine disruptors. They can be in air fresheners. They can be in makeup. Now, I'm not telling you that you have to go out and clean your entire house out and build a whole new home. No, by all means, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about choosing one small swap at a time. Choose some organic makeup. Choose some organic, fragrances. Use soy candles with natural essential oils instead of synthetic fragrances. Switch to more glass instead of plastic. Use more environmentally friendly cleaning products in your home. It doesn't have to be major overhaul, like I said, just one small thing at a time. All right. So if any of these things made sense to you, what I want you to do is this. I don't want you to take it as shame. I want you to look at it as awareness, because that's what I'm here for. I want to educate you on your body, because when you're aware of what's going on and you can understand it, then that takes the fear away from things. When we don't understand something and it's unknown, then what happens? We get afraid. And what does fear do? Fear then escalates that cortisol, which perpetuates that entire cycle that we were just talking about. So awareness and being educated lowers cortisol, lowers stress, and it helps your hormones to get back on track. So most of you out there, like myself, we don't need big, huge overhauls. What we need is something steady. We need steady foundations and real support that we can count on. That's why I built my Well Woman RX membership. It is a membership for high achieving women who want hormone balance, nervous system support, and daily rhythms that actually fit into a real life. And like I said, I have a real life. I've got things going on all the time. Plus, I'm a provider. I do research all the time. I'm always trying to get my health better. My big calling is to help you to become educated and aware, so that lowers that stress, gets that nervous system back into balance, and it helps those hormones get back where they need to go. If you'd like to be guided, if you'd like to have more proximity to somebody who really has gone through it, who's figured out some answers, who's helped thousands of other women with all of their issues over her 26 years of practice, then I would love for you to get on our waiting list. I'll put the link in the show notes and I'll put the link in the comments below. Just click on it. Getting on the waiting list does not mean that you're going to be signed up for the program. You'll just get information as we lead up to our grand opening. And I also want to let you know that I'm going to put a link in the comments and in the show notes too, that I created a freebie for you. It's called Know Your Body, Understand Your Hormones, and Know Your Symptoms. This is to help you spot what may be quietly draining your balance. It talks to you about rhythms and routines, and it's a great thing. So grab it. It's free. Read it, look at it, and we will be here to help you in any way possible through our podcast, through our YouTube channel, through if you join us in Well Woman RX. It is my mission, ladies, to be your guide, to be very transparent, not bring you gimmicks, but give you things that are backed in research and things that actually work for real lives. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please share it with a girlfriend, pass it on, share it, leave us a comment, let us know what you are thinking, what you liked about the episode, and anything else, other episodes that you want us to come up with and put out here for you. And like I always say, may God richly bless your life, and bye for now.